Stick around, guys. We're gonna catch a fish with the spear, and then we're gonna cook it right here on the fort. Deal?
Why not?
Let's do it. How do you want to be introduced?
I don't know.
Ryan the Goof.
Yep.
The Blacksmith. We made a video a while ago. I'm actually gonna give it to Ryan. Ryan's gonna upload it on his YouTube channel. He's got a small channel. But we went out and caught a beaver as Vikings.
It was fantastic.
The beaver was really good. The video didn't go over very well because we LARPed it.
Doesn't matter. It was amazing.
We had fun. I mean,
Yes.
it was like, maybe I should have warned you guys that it was a LARPing thing.
It was fun.
It was fun to do,
Yeah.
but it didn't work. Similar to how we are right now. We are going to do some blacksmithing. We made a frog gig.
We started to.
Was supposed to be
It's a long way from done.
a fish spear.
Yeah.
But it's a frog gig.
Yep.
And then we did version number 2.
Blew apart.
It fell apart, so it's also complete garbage.
Yep.
Blacksmith Bushcraft build.
But really quick and dirty and just in the bush, aggressive, no power tools.
Portable forge. Ryan does
Renaissance festivals.
Renaissance festivals. That's the word I was looking for. So you know the festivals, you know, they have the blacksmiths there. They have the knife guys. They have the axe guys. They have the, I mean, what am I missing?
Jousters and stuff. They do full contact stuff too. Like,
do you use that word, LARPing?
I go to LARPs too. I set up at LARPs.
Okay.
So that's a whole different can
I
of
didn't know
worms.
what it was until people said this is a joke, what you guys are doing. I thought it was fun.
Yeah, it was fun.
It was
We
fun.
had fun. We genuinely enjoyed ourselves. We spent the day in the bush and we ate beaver together. That's a bonding experience that not a lot of men can claim.
It's true. We had tail.
Yeah.
We had beaver.
And it was perfect.
Tail. It was really good.
It was delicious. This old girl's seen better days. We've got this now. We drilled the holes because the cuts got a little crotchy and porosity and they broke earlier. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna slit this now into that hole, and then we'll bend 2 of the arms out, and that'll be the arms that wrap around the fish, and the center piece will forge out into a long point, and that'll be what actually spears the fish. So in theory, we'll have a massive fish fork.
Okay. That sounds simple enough.
In theory.
In theory, if we ever get there.
We'll see what happens. This is an ancient technique called the mushroom jellyfish. So what I have here is this kind of mushroom cap, sort of jellyfish head and this little tail. So the idea is we'll get this burning, and that will burn up under there, and then the coal will kind of lay on top here, and that will give plenty of time for the fire to lick the coke enough that it will actually start burning. In theory. We'll see what happens. I'm gonna need those. Possibly these.
There are some designs out there, but we're not going to steal anybody's design, right?
Right. Well,
We're just going to make our own.
yeah.
Our own
that
take?
3-fork design is such a classic. You know, the long, slender one with the 2 that kind of wrap around with the hooks. It's so.
So it's
There's
going to.
ancient ones done like that and modern ones done like that.
Okay.
So it's
It's going to be. It's going to work.
just a thing.
This is a thing.
As long as you can spear a fish with it, it's going to work.
Well, yeah. I mean, I have to do the spearing. You're not going to jump in?
No, I'm not gonna.
He's not jumping in.
Well, I might just to cool off. It's gross out.
It's a little sticky. It's a little sticky.
So the cotton glove will help insulate some of the heat. It'll still get hot, but the most important thing is that if the scale touches it or fire touches it, it's not just going to burn. It's going to kind of slowly smolder. So you have time to react and time to peel the glove off or time to keep working. You know?
So not a leather one?
No, the leather, I don't know. I find you get leather paw from it, where like you almost end up steam cooking your hand inside the leather glove. Leather gets hot and then it wants to stay hot. And even once you've dropped a hot piece, it feels like it's still continuing to cook. Like it's just not good. It's not good.
Ryan was actually cast for a show. Are we not going to, we going to tell the network or no?
I don't know.
We're not going to say the network. But I've applied for this network too, so you guys can put 2 and 2 together on that one. And I didn't get on the show.
We filmed for weeks longer than what we had agreed to, and we were paid fractions of what we should have been, and they like tanked the business because of the time they monopolized. And then when they realized it wasn't going to go anywhere and they knew other networks were interested in it, they repeatedly played the show in like every time slot in different cuts. And then people were like, I keep seeing the same episode, what the hell's going on? So they oversaturated the whole market with it, and then no one would touch the show. So then I was like this pariah, and it was not good. It was just not good.
TV does not treat its talent very well.
No.
It doesn't. It doesn't care about people, and that's exactly why it's becoming a dinosaur.
It's about spoon feeding a formula to the plebeian audience who doesn't know any better.
Yeah, and this is going to be a real build. Like, we are on site here.
Yeah.
We're using only things you could carry in the back of your truck.
Yep.
Yeah, this is apocalyptic stuff. This is like, we got fish in the pond. How are we going to get them out?
I don't even care how at this point. Ideally, this spear will work, but if it doesn't, we still need to find a way to get a fish out.
And if we catch a fish, we're going to eat it.
Yes, we are.
On the forge.
Yes, we'll cook it on the forge. I'm going to forge these a little bit just to draw a little bit more mass out, and then we'll just put it like a dummy hook on the end. Doesn't have to be anything fancy, it just has to work. And I don't want to spend a whole lot more time on this. We got to do it quick, right? We're forging, we're hungry. So the box bellows has a plunger that slides back and forth in there as I pull it, and then there's a baffle system in the bottom, so whether I'm pushing or pulling, it's constantly breathing air. So it goes into the baffle system in the bottom, which then goes up through the bottom of the forge and causes the fire to burn incredibly hot. It's like breathing on a campfire. I mean, that's not an awkward shape to hold. Looks about balanced, right? Mm-hmm. We get about the same amount of mass on each side. Cut this guy off back here, draw him out that far. Well, that's what I was just thinking, because
that's the shape. The shape
more
is
work.
that. Yeah, I know.
Right?
I think the shape of it is just because you're working with two pieces of wood.
Yeah.
It's two pieces of wood.
So if we just bend this around,
I think it does the same thing.
it should, in theory. Well, I mean, if something's in there, right, it's that's going to stop it from getting back out.
Exactly.
Whereas this, I think, is just kind of a guide.
It's a barb. It's a guide and a barb.
Yeah.
Right? It's like, you want to pick something up and you've only got two fingers?
Yeah. You got to get hooked into it.
Yeah. So if you make those super pointy, it's going to go into the belly.
Yeah.
And that's what you want.
So I'll get this side drawn out approximately the same as that. And then on the ends, I'll just forge that out into a really nice point, and then just hook it back on itself.
Yeah, so it's going to be like, if that's the belly of a fish,
yeah,
right, it's going to go around the belly.
It'll probably actually just like spear in too if you get it on the back.
Well, yeah, you're holding it.
He's not going anywhere.
You're spining it, and then you're getting up on the belly.
Yeah.
And then it can't move any, it can't go forward or backwards or up or down.
Yep. Cool. We got this.
We got it.
This anvil I got from the Czech Republic. I think it was about $3,000 by the time it got to my door, and most of that cost was shipping. Every time you move an anvil, it doubles in cost. But it is it's cast tool steel, so it's super, super strong stuff, and it will well outlast me and my children. Yeah, no, I say this is gonna work. This is totally gonna work. There'll be a poker part that will poke a fish. There'll be arm grabber parts that will arm grabber a fish. So as long as you can pokey arm grabber a fish, we will have a fish.
I don't know if I'd count on that. We might be hungry by the day's end.
I'm hungry now.
You know what? I just thought of an idea. If we can't catch a fish on this, we could make a hook.
Yep.
Right?
I could make a hook much faster than I could make one of these.
Maybe we should just make a hook. I know some of you guys already dropped that down in the comments.
Probably.
Why don't you just make a... Yeah, okay, you got us there.
Any comment that starts with, why didn't you, I'm just not going to read.
He's got some experience with YouTube. Any comment, why didn't you, yeah, no, I appreciate those comments. I can deal with those. I don't mind them.
Yeah, you got to be real nice to your fan base to keep them around though, right?
No, I do appreciate my fan base. You gotta appreciate.
I appreciate your fan base too.
Yeah, right. There you go. Thanks.
I'm gonna cut off that center spike at approximately the length that we want once the mass has been stretched out. There's a formula for that, but I'm just gonna eyeball it. So this is probably long enough and slender enough to kill the thing, so I think we'll hit it with a file a bit to sharpen it up, and then we'll straighten it out at the end once we know what our balance looks like. So now I'm going to heat up the arms and start bringing them up into that sort of belly grabber shape, and then we'll hook over the ends, and in theory that'll be that.
It's almost a lionfish gig now. You ever seen those like pitchforky things for lionfish?
The whole thing is forged out of one piece, right? It's not like we welded pieces together or anything, or lashed them together. This is one piece. I mean, we're moving an awful lot of mass and really taxing it, but it's neat that it's one piece.
It's gonna be one of a kind.
Yeah. Yeah, no, this is neat. This is not something that I do often. Even forks, like I make mess kits, like knife, fork, and spoon sort of deal. But that's like this big, right? Like forks that we stick in our mouths are not very big. This is a massive, massive fork. So the theory's all there. I've done it in theory, but I've never actually forged a fork this big before, because why would I have forged a fork this big before?
This is experimental forging.
Yeah, it's neat. I think once we bend those over though, we're gonna be too closed. So if from here, I open it up and then bring them in, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's all about getting the shape right. So we're trying to guess the size of the fish that we want to put in this thing. Yeah, right now it can fit a fish that big.
The white whale.
Yeah, right? So yeah, a little bit of fiddling here coming up. I think it's coming down to the size of the fish matters when you're designing the size of the spear, because if you make it too big, then you can't catch small fish. You make it too small, you can't catch big fish. So yeah, it's a little bit, I don't know, I guess if you're doing this, it's probably doing it for spawning fish, in which case you need to have, you know, they're all going to be about 3 pounds or 5 pounds or 6 pounds, and you're going to design your spear around that. And so we're filling around now with the center spear, because we want it just the right length so that it pierces the back of the fish, and then the grabbers grab. So when you pull up, I mean, you could just make a straight spear, which obviously somebody has already mentioned in the comments by now. But if you stab it straight in and you glance off the one side, you missed your fish. After you spear the fish, if you pull up, the fish slides off the spear. So there's a whole number of things that when primitive people made these things out of wood, they consider those, or wood and bone combination, they considered all these things, or basically they went through trial and effort until they got it just the right way. And it had a lot to do with just the type of fish they were going after. So same with us. We've got lots of 9.5-inch fish in the pond. We've got some 2-pound fish and 3-pound fish in the pond too. I think that's what we're aiming for right now.
You say when?
That's probably good there.
Yeah.
I would keep it long.
Yeah.
I think the longer is better. I preferably I'd have them a little bit longer even still.
I mean, we could open it up and draw them out more.
It's like the melding of worlds here. We got the blacksmith with the, I don't even know what I am, primitive dude. Today I'm the primitive dude anyway. So we gotta smash your heads together, figure out the best way to do this without breaking the metal and missing the fish. It's tricky. Got myself a stick. Ryan's out. Out.
Yeah, I'm on break.
I was on break.
That was a lot of work.
So we'll whittle this thing down and see if we can attach it. That'll be my contribution to it.
You're also going to be catching the fish. That will be your and then cooking the fish.
Presumably I'll be catching the fish.
I'm optimistic.
Get a little bit of weight off here. Let it dry out.
So we can get an even bigger fish, is what you're saying.
Well, we could try. Did you forge a hook yet?
Oh, I should do that.
You should do that while we got it rocking, just in case.
And I'll do a little gutter knife too, so that you can easily pop her open.
Okay, that sounds good. If we don't catch a fish, we're gonna be starving. That's how we do. How about that? How about we stay here till we catch a fish? Catch a fish off the forge. somehow. Pretty sure a hook will work.
I got a place to be tomorrow morning at 8:30.
Do you?
As long as we're out of here by then.
Well, we got all night. Gonna dull in the tip though.
Then you can file it sharp again.
Looking pretty sharp.
Yeah. So if we actually catch a fish, we're gonna need some way of opening it and cleaning out the guts. So I'm gonna make a little Skinner gut hook thing, and then just a little sharp, like X-Acto knife type blade, something really quick and dirty.
That looks awfully sharp. That'll go to fish. That'll go to fish. All right, we got everything we need. We got a spear, we got a gut hook, and we got an actual hook. We're ready to catch and eat fish. Freaking missed. We got a little bass. We did it, man. That's pretty darn cool. First thing I noticed straight out is that this rig is too big for this size of fish. But if you can get that right where you want it, it goes on, stays on, kill the fish right away. Hey, it's not a trout, it's something. You guys think this is gonna work? Let's give it a shot.
The knife better work. I'm just saying.
Oh, look at that, like butter.
Well, you know when you leave the butter in the fridge for a long time? It's so earthy. It's like you're smelling a herb garden or something. That's amazing. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to this.
It's named after like a tropical. Did you get that?
Yeah.
Yeah, if I said that?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like tropical.
Yeah.
But it goes with everything. Hang on.
You got them?
A little bit.
There.
This shoot kind of turned out like their last shoot.
We're really good at what we do.
I'm good at YouTube and stuff. We learned some stuff.
Yes, we did. That we should probably figure out what the hell we're doing before we do it.